Okay, this is 11.1. We're going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. It's an extremely easy lesson. First, we're going to go over the warm-ups. So here we go. Now, when you take your CRT at the end of this year, it's going to be everything we've covered both semesters. However, it's going to be multiple choice. So it's an easy way to do multiple choice is to go, okay, 32 times 32 is not 64. Cannot be the answer. 8 times 8 is 64. So if you slow down and look at the answers, you can find the right one. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 10 is 5. B is the right answer. Look here. There's no exponent with that x. That's why it's wrong. So cross out wrong answers. Circle the right answer, obviously. Now, how many times does 7 go into 56? 8 times. So because 7 is on top, and the big number's on bottom, I'm going to continue to have a fraction. This is not 8. And then we have x cubed, and we have y cubed. All right. So today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. Remember to only combine the like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same variable or letter raised to the same exponent or power. So x squared plus x equals x squared plus x. Because you cannot add x squared and x together. They are the same letter, but they are not raised to the same power. So if they're not raised to the same power, you cannot combine them. And how you combine them is you add the numbers in front, you keep the letters the same. So here we go. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is 3x squared. Do I have an x squared over here? Yeah, I have a 2x squared over here. So those can be combined. This one is y squared. Do I have a y squared over here? So that can be combined. This one is just a number. Do I have just a number over here? So that can be combined. Okay. Now, look at what I did. When I highlighted it, not only did I highlight the number, I also highlighted the sign to the left of the number, because that sign has to stay with that number. So you might want to get 3 highlighters. That might help you do this. But if you don't want to do that, there's an easy way to do it. If you don't want to get highlighters, you can simply, okay, I'm going to box my y squareds. I'm going to circle my x squareds. And notice how I box and circle the sign with the number. And then I'll put a triangle or a funky shaped triangle around my numbers without letters. Something that lets me know that those go together, okay? So now, I've identified all of them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2x squared and I'm going to put it underneath my 3x squared. Then I'm going to take my negative 3y squared and I'm going to put negative 3y squared underneath my y squared. Then I put my negative 1 underneath my negative 6. Now I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Boy, that gets really messy, doesn't it? It does. Everything gets real messy when you start highlighting and boxing stuff. So, quite honestly, if you can just know, hey, I'm going to put my 2x squared underneath my 3x squared, my negative 3y squared underneath my y squared. The problem you run into is you have to bring the sign with the number. No yawning. And my negative 1 underneath my negative 6. Now I'm just going to go ahead and combine them. 3 plus 2 is 5x squared. 5 minus 3 is 2y squared. But is that a positive 2 or a negative 2? So I have to put a plus sign in front of it. 6 minus 1 is 5, but it's a positive 5. There's my answer. That's all we're doing. It's that easy. Now, yesterday we decided that this is probably the easiest way to do it, so I'm going to show you this. You see this negative sign in front of these this is a polynomial. Okay? This right here is a polynomial. It has more than one term. Poly means more than one. A monomial is one term. A binomial is two terms, just like a bicycle has two wheels. A trinomial has three terms, because just like a tricycle has three wheels. A polynomial is actually two or more. Polynomial means two or more. So a binomial is a polynomial, a trinomial is a polynomial, and then anything above that is still a polynomial. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite 8x squared minus 2x minus 4. Now, this right here is like a -1 that has to be distributed to all of these. Now, here's what I found out. You guys, some of you know how to do this, and you do it different ways. That's okay. -1 times 5 is -5. Keep your x squared. -1 times -6 is positive 6x. -1 times 2 is -2. So now I have this whole long polynomial. Now I have to combine like terms. Well, here's an x squared. There's a -5x squared, so I'm going to put it underneath here. And I cross that out. Here's an x, so I'm going to put the plus 6x underneath here, cross it out. -2, -4, there you go. 3x squared plus 4x minus 6 is your answer. Okay? You don't have to do that if it's a plus, because the plus won't change the signs. Let's go down and look at number 4. Now, number 4, I have a distributor in front of both of them. So, 8x plus 36 minus 2x squared minus 10x plus 8. Now, I just combine like terms, if I have any. Yep, there's a -10x, there's a positive 8x, so -10x underneath here. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that, because my elementary teacher told me big number on top. No, you can do this. It's 8 minus 10. Put in your calculator. What do you get? 8 minus 10. What do you get? -2. Not 2. Cross that out. There's an 8. There's a 36. They go together. Okay, so now, here comes a problem. -2x. What's 36 and 8? 44 minus 2x squared. So now on the test I put this. Am I wrong? Yes. Why? Because your highest exponent has to go first. -2x squared has to go first, minus 2x plus 44. The constant has to go last. Your highest exponent has to go first. This isn't very difficult, is it? It's pretty easy. All right. That's it, kids. All right. If you have any questions, please come in and ask. Have a great day. Bye-bye.